It is the middle of winter, but I leave for Australia tomorrow. So I've just had to dig out all of my summer clothes. They are all on the floor. So all of my clothes are here. Is the camera? Yeah. Look. And I need to figure out packing that. Lola's so unhappy. She hates when we have suitcases around, so she's just literally sticking by my side. And I have put on a little Q&A onto my Instagram story earlier today. So I'm basically just gonna pack and chat. I probably don't need any distractions whilst I'm trying to pack because I'm most likely gonna forget something. My phone is upside down, but we're just gonna roll with it and hope for the best. Firstly, I'm really excited to be doing long form again. I'm hoping just to be able to show you lots of behind the scenes bits of work, just live stuff with Cal and I. Yeah, I feel like with all my Instagram content, you've got to keep it below like a minute or a minute 30 and everything needs to be super fast and quick and catchy and have a hook. Whereas I really like on YouTube, it can be a lot more chilled, a lot more chatty. We could just get to know each other a little bit more, I guess. When did you run your first half marathon? So that was literally last year. I think it was March. And then I ran another one later on in the year. My first one was, I think, close to like 2 hours 13 or something. And then I got my sub 2 a lot more recently. But yeah, I basically ran 2 half marathons in my first year of running. Yeah, that was pretty crazy, but I'm really glad to have got the sub 2. Right, I need to pack and chat. Favorite places to buy cute clothes that don't break the bank? If I'm honest, I don't really shop at that many places apart from One Scoop store, which I've done a reel on before. And then there is a place called Tea and Shop in Newington Green near me, which also has kind of secondhand vintage sample sale clothing. There's Vinted and eBay, which is really great. Charity shops, but you just need to have time and patience for them, which I don't necessarily have. I basically just try and not buy new clothes. I borrow my friends' clothes a lot, or I get one-off pieces where I treat myself at One Scoop store. Or sometimes I'll just buy, like this is from Uniqlo, this set. Sometimes I'll just buy stuff from the high street as well. Where'd you get your style inspo from? You always wear such lovely outfits, that's so nice. I think I've always just been really into fashion because my mum was. Like my mum owned her own secondhand clothing stores. So mum's really always been into fashion, always dressed me super wacky and super fun. We've never been like beige kids. I used to have a dress with literal like egg cups all over it. And there's an iconic photo of when I was younger in this egg cup dress. But yeah, I guess from seeing stuff on Instagram as well, I follow a lot of fashion Instagrammers. So I will drop some Instagram names of some fashion creators that I follow. Also, in terms of fitness, I think the one other question I had, am I doing another Hyrox and any advice? Because you want to do it with your partner. I really do want to do another Hyrox. I haven't got anything organised yet. I definitely want to do another one with Cal and smash our time. We wasted so much time in the rock zone, which is the zone in between the running and the fitness sections. So like getting to your section, getting on like the machine or like getting the weights and getting going. So we wasted a lot of time in there. So that would be a piece of advice is don't waste time in there. Practice your transitions. It is a running race and I think a lot of people forget that as well. So make sure you do lots of running training as well as all the fitness training. And I would say try and do some simulations of Hyrox before you do Hyrox because Cal and I didn't do any simulations. So we had really no concept of what it was going to be like on the day, which I think screwed us over a little bit. I would also probably try to train more than once a week because that's all Cal and I trained. I mean, obviously we were doing all our running training, but in terms of the actual fitness stations, we only trained once a week and we missed a lot of weeks of our training as well. But also a reminder, you said that you want to do it with your partner. When you do mixed doubles, the women's have to do the men's weights, which is the equivalent of the pro women, so you're lifting a lot heavier weight, so it is a little bit harder. So you just got to make sure that your partner that you're doing it with understands that he might have to take some of the load and also do the bit before the run. So he starts, you do a bit in the middle, and then he finishes, and then you run, so you have a little bit of a break before you have to run again because the weights are heavy. But yeah, okay. I knew this was going to happen and I wasn't going to do much packing because just love to yap. Do you have a routine for eating well around training and running? I'm gonna organize my clothes into sections, so like skirts, tops and everything whilst I'm yapping, and then I can work out what I'm gonna bring. I think you'll probably be quite surprised because I'm a foodie, I'm a food creator. I do a lot of cooking and whatever. But I'm actually really disorganized when it comes to eating at home. So I kind of just never have food in, because whenever I'm getting food, all I'm thinking about is getting food for the recipe that I need to make, for the recipe that I need to develop, for the recipe I need to film, for the ad I need to shoot. Like, that's the only stuff I ever buy in the supermarket. So then I just never have normal stuff that is just available for me to eat. I'm really, really disorganized when it comes to food in the house. So in terms of having a routine for eating well around training, that is something that I'm really trying to focus on this year. I'm gonna be doing some long runs. I'm gonna be doing a lot of running. I put in my plan that I want to run 3 times a week, and then I need to do strength training as well. So basically, it's gonna be a bit of a shock to the system. I'm gonna be a lot more active than I usually am, so I'm gonna have to fuel a lot. I'm gonna have to be eating a lot of food for my body to be able to keep up with all the exercise that I'm doing. So yeah, basically I am actually starting a new series on Instagram, food paired with mine and Cal's long runs. So what we eat after our Sunday long runs. So that will be more brunch vibes. I'm gonna make more content around how I eat when I'm training, which then will force me to eat better when I'm training, if you get what I mean, because I have to film it. So long story short, I don't have a routine, but I will be having a routine this year because I have to, and I'm gonna try and document that as much as possible. Oh, this is literally one of my favorite dresses. So this is a Gani or Ghani. What is it, Gani or Ghani? I feel like I say it different every time, but it's so cute. It has little flowers. I thought it had little smiley faces on it. Or if I just completely made that up. It does. There we go. Look how cute it is. Talking about where I shop, this was from One Scoop store. I literally got it the other week as my Christmas present for my mum, because my mum is in France. I tend to just buy something. Another bag. This is one of my favorites. This was from Tea and Shop. Everyone always asks if I've made it myself. This was from Tea and Shop as well, which is a Gani hat, summer hat. This was also from Tea and Shop. Right, more questions. Any places on your travel bucket list for the near future? Well, Australia has been on my travel bucket list for the longest time, so I'm really excited to finally tick that off, but I'm kind of scared that I'm gonna love it so much that I'm not gonna wanna come home. Really wanna go to South Africa and do a safari. I want to go to Sri Lanka. I really want to do Japan. Cal and I are thinking about doing that for our honeymoon, actually, which would be super cool because it's got all the busy city life, but it's also got a lot of nature and so much culture. So I think it would just be a really fun trip. I'd love to go back to Bermuda. Cal is part Bermudian, and his dad actually used to live out there, and his grandma, they've both just moved to London from Bermuda. But yeah, so I want to go back to Bermuda. So I think they're all the top of my list at the moment. I also really want to go skiing at some point soon. My friends and I have been talking about a ski trip for the longest time. I've only ever been skiing once, and it was a school trip. Do you plan research vegan spots before going on holiday? So that is a good question, considering I'm about to go away. I, most of the time, just rely on you guys because you guys have been everywhere. So whenever I'm going somewhere new, I will literally post a story and ask for people's recommendations and take it from there. I honestly get so many recommendations from everyone that's my list. Oh my God, I got this skirt for summer and then I literally never wore it. What an absolute gem. I have too many clothes. You'd think I'm literally moving there. Right, I'm gonna finish getting everything into set piles because I'm not focusing, and then I'm gonna answer another couple questions and then I'm gonna finish packing. Dresses, skirts, tops, accessories, handbags, hats, etc. Shorts, trousers are in the suitcase, running stuff's in the suitcase. Lola trying to get packed. Little angel. Okay, so I think I have 1 or 2 more questions that I'm gonna answer and then I'm gonna get on with packing because I'm getting so distracted. But one of them was my favorite ones, and it was, what is your favorite thing about having a dog? How can I just pick one thing? She is literally my best friend. No, she is my child. I can't believe I birthed this dog, she looks just like me. Honestly, working from home for myself by myself is very lonely. It's just so nice always having her around. Dogs just have such an intuition. They're very clever little things, and I think especially poodles. But whenever I'm feeling sad or down, she's always there. Like, she'll come sit and give me a cuddle. She gets us up and out in the mornings, so she'll get me up, having a walk every single day, gets me out in the fresh air. She honestly just brings me so much joy. It's so nice because I know when I come into the flat, she's always going to be there to greet me, and she's just super cuddly. Dogs are a lot of work, and they're a lot of time, and they're a lot of commitment. You can't just leave them at home like you can do with cats. She is just a super Velcro dog. Like, she just wants to be with us all the time, and she's so cuddly. But yeah, having a dog is just the most rewarding thing ever. She's so playful. Even though she's 4 years old, she's literally like a puppy, so she's the best. Another question was about how I knew Cal was the one, which I actually just cried about telling Cal. But Cal and I have been together for so long, and I feel like more and more every day I'm more confident that he's the one. It's so hard. When I first saw the question, it's almost a when you know, you know. And then I was like, hang on a sec. No, there was a real point when I did know he was the one. And it was only about a year into our relationship, something quite traumatic happened in my life when I got some news, which was kind of shocking, turned my whole life upside down and had such a dramatic impact on me for years. And right from the start, Cal knew me before this piece of information, and he's obviously known me for years after, but when I found this out, we'd literally only been together for about a year, and we were so young. We were on our years out after sixth form, which is where we met. And I called him up and told him, and he literally had just got a new job at a pub, and he sacked off work and drove straight down to me and took me out for breakfast and made sure I was okay and supported me so much throughout all of it. He was my absolute rock. And there was a time where something happened, I had to do something, and he drove me there, and he sat and waited in the car for hours, literally with his phone in his hand in case I needed him. And yeah, that just showed me who he was as a person and how much he cared for me. And he has just literally, I mean, that is him. He supports me through everything. He's always there for me. He's so emotionally intelligent, empathetic. And we have just grown together from there. And the fact that we have grown together from such a young age and been together for so long, I think is just incredible. I honestly every day think about how lucky I am to have this relationship for so long and to be able to support each other. And so yeah, I think I could go on for hours and hours about it, but he is very much the one, and he always has been and always will be. And one final question was, do I have any goals for 2025? I have lots of goals for 2025, and I feel like they're something I'll talk about when the year's done, because I don't want to jinx anything, and some things are maybe things I'm working on in the background that I don't want to reveal, so it's super annoying. But I guess one of them is I really want to grow, stay in it. Mine and Cal's run club and community a lot, so that's something we're going to be working on a lot this year. And get across the finish line at the London Marathon is a massive goal of mine. I hope that you have enjoyed this vlog. So this is obviously my first one. It's just like a little Q&A. It was going to be a pack with me as well, but I kind of can't concentrate on packing and answering questions. My brain just wasn't vibing with that. Okay, I'm actually going to finish packing now because
she is good. I just looked at myself, I look like a fucking burger man.
What were you going to say? She is going to
be a few more hours, I reckon.
No, I'm not. I'm literally almost done. Over and out. Catch you on the next vlog.